Hello everyone and welcome to Shell Point Today for Thursday, August 25th. I'm Dan Philgreen. On today's show, volunteer coordinator Beth Crenshaw will get some training at the UPS room in the Creativity Tunnel. But first, don't forget there's still time to enjoy 25% off of everything at the Community Thrift Store. Until the end of the month, you can save on furniture, clothing, home decor, and much more. Head out to the Miners Shopping Center on Old McGregor Boulevard and enjoy the savings. It's time once again for a LifeQuest discussion group. This month it will be presented by the Director of Resident Life, Laura Slack. It turns out she has an affection for kayaking, and it will be all about the Great Calusa Blueway, a paddling trail developed by Lee County Parks and Recreation. The discussion will commence at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands on Saturday. Come on out and learn about her recent kayak journey on Pine Island and Matlacha Pass, and watch a video tour of the trip. And finally, we want to let you know that the Holiday Bazaar needs a few more volunteers to assist with the annual craft show this November 4th and 5th. Call Beth Crenshaw at 454-2290 to volunteer. And speaking of Beth, she's heading down to the UPS room today to learn all about the shipping process from some of the volunteers there in the Creativity Tunnel. It takes a crew of dedicated individuals to make sure your packages get shipped where they need to go and on time. But as we saw, it's not all work and no play in the UPS room.
We finally got some donuts, guys. Who ate my chocolate donut?
I got it.
You gave my. You ain't gonna share
You
it?
gotta be fast.
Duncan.
Somebody already ate a piece out of that.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Your turn.
That's pretty nice.
Next time when we order them, will you get all chocolate? All right. We've got a major problem with our tape guns. First of all, the tape is too cheap and it breaks. Okay? That's my first problem. Second problem is the glue accumulates on this, whatever this thing's called. Who knows what that is?
Flapper.
It's called
Oh, a flapper?
A flapper.
A flapper, okay.
It's called a flapper.
And you see how it sticks to it?
Yeah.
If we had some way of cleaning that off or eliminating it, I don't know why we even need it.
No, I'd say take it off.
What do you, anybody? Well,
It wouldn't be too hard.
I think,
Can we get to
You got a
the,
pair of flowers?
yeah, you got a pair of pliers, I probably can get that.
sure.
Now this is the old fashioned, but it still has that flapper.
Well, that's to keep the tape from falling off.
Well, but it gets stuck on there. See that tape accumulating?
Yeah,
If we had some way of cleaning that,
It would help.
it would help.
yeah.
Here-
Why don't you do that? Because you're the
Will
one
I
who
get a
knows.
raise?
Huh?
I'll get 2 donuts next time.
Sure.
If I get 2 donuts, but they have to be chocolate. Bavarian cream. No, none of this fancy pink stuff. That's women's stuff.
Those things, those little sprinkles are bad for you.
They're bad. They
My
don't-
doctor told me never to eat the donuts with the sprinkles
You
on.
get caught in your teeth.
They get
Oh,
put
they
in your
do,
teeth?
yeah.
Wait,
Particularly
you just
when
take
you
your
have-
teeth out.
Yeah,
Right.
they get under your denture.
We're thinking of having Beth come in to help us, but really we have to train her to do the work that we're doing. Forget the donuts and forget all this
Get the
stuff.
donuts. Are you
I
ill?
would forget the
Oh,
donuts.
no, can't do that.
Can't do that. That makes
Donuts
secondary.
are the reason
We're
I
the-
come here.
At any rate, let's have Beth come in and John will show her how to run the computer.
There you go,
And then
John.
we'll show her how to pack,
How to pack
wrap up and tape up a package and get it on its merry way. I think
Great.
Beth would be a good candidate for this job. She's young and she has
Good
the
looking.
And
strength.
she's very skillful.
Very skillful.
Yes.
She has a lot of intelligence. But she will need to be trained, otherwise she could mess the thing up here so
Oh, boy, she
quickly.
really could.
It would be a real problem. And UPS would get after us and we'd probably all lose our jobs. So bring Beth in and let's train.
Everyone's decided we're going to train Beth, but before we call her in, let's finish these donuts before
You
she
bet.
gets here. Let's go get them.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Hi guys,
Hi, Beth.
I'm here for my training.
Yes, great.
Where do we start?
Well, start at the beginning.
have a cup of coffee.
Have a cup of coffee.
Donuts?
Would you like a donut, Beth? We've
Oh,
saved these
oh,
especially for you.
A pink one just for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
They
perfect.
go with your outfit.
Ah, they do. And I like these sparkles.
Oh.
Yeah, the sparkles are my favorite part.
Now the first thing you have to do is go and talk to John because John will show you how to run the computer.
Okay.
And that's very important because the rest of us are just a little bit not too computer savvy. So maybe you
So
could
start with John.
start
Yes,
with
start
John.
with
John.
John's
Okay.
a very competent.
Get her.
All right, John, so where do we
All
start?
right, this is a shipping ticket that everyone makes out who's going to send a package, okay? And the name and the address, the name goes up here.
The address goes there. The postal code goes here.
And then up in reference, you put down the person who's sending it and their apartment number. Say, list of the amounts for insurance. If you want 500, it costs you $4.50 extra. So it's all there for you. Yeah. That's great. That makes this pretty simple, doesn't it? And then when you're finished entering all the stuff, then you figure out how much it's going to cost the customer. And if you hit the F10 button, a label comes out that goes on the package.
Well, I think we need a customer.
Well, okay,
I wonder if somebody's gonna walk through the door.
that would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
All right.
Hi, Phil.
What's going on?
Well, I'm getting trained here at the UPS room.
Oh, cool. I got something I'd like to have shipped out.
We can do that for you. Take it for me here.
Really, I'd like to, wrap it. It's kind of delicate. I'd like to send it to Nova Scotia.
Oh, Nova Scotia.
Can't send it out of the country.
Okay, send it to Hull of Maine.
Maine?
Yeah, Hull of.
Do that.
All right.
But you,
No, they have moose up there.
Bruce.
So now, guys, if we're shipping something like this, it looks pretty delicate. You guys have the packing materials here already?
We can put something real soft on the bottom,
All right.
and then we'll lie it in here very carefully. And then we'll put a lot of this stuff on top.
Where do you guys get all your supplies?
Here and there and
Where
everywhere.
do they come from? So people bring in
Yes.
packages that they've opened and this is already in there?
Right.
That's great, so other residents
And
provide
then we'll
this.
just set that up.
Oh, can I do the taping part?
Yes, sure. That would be right.
All right, I'll try it.
Try not to get your donut in it.
Yeah. And
That's right.
all right. All right.
Give another one on that side.
Okay. All right. It's kind of getting stuck on this metal piece down here.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we seal that up pretty good.
Okay. How'd I do?
You did perfect. Check the bottom. The bottom is good. It's ready to go.
Okay.
What do I owe you?
What are you?
now we have.
It'll be less than $100.
Less than.
Shall we
Such a
weigh
deal.
it?
Wait it.
Okay, you take a check?
1 pound.
All right. So we enter in 1 pound.
All right, well, I have to put the address in.
We can go through all this. Yeah.
Okay,
I kind of like this job, you guys. That's
I think
pretty.
you just like donuts.
This is pretty fun. This is a lot of fun. You guys are a lot of fun to hang out with.
If you come every Tuesday at 10, we'll give you something to do. But you have to be willing to give time.
Well, 1 hour a week, right?
1 hour a
Arnie?
week. That's all you need.
1 hour a week.
Yeah.
And you guys are looking for
We
people,
are
I've
looking,
heard.
especially on Tuesday.
I've heard Tuesdays and Fridays are some days that maybe need a little more help.
Yeah, we could use some help.
All right, so maybe if anybody's out, looking for something to do, 1 hour a week, have some fun and
Would they call you?
eat a donut, they would call me.
What's your phone number?
It's 454-2290.
There it is.
Yeah.
That sounds like the same number as so then,
Oh, I'm one
the
number.
label simply goes right over the top in the old label to make sure that UPS doesn't get confused.
Okay,
Put it on real nice.
there we go. All right.
Smooth it off.
And then when we charge the customer, how do we do that?
Now he's gonna have to pay for it.
Okay.
How much is it?
It's $11.07.
$11.
Such a deal. Okay, I have an Ace reward card. No.
No.
Okay.
Just give it.
Allstate?
Do you have any coupons?
Coupons? No, I don't, but I have
You
an
have-
Allstate card.
That'll
You
do
put
it.
the tracking number for him?
We could, yes.
How about a lottery ticket?
See, the part of the tracking number is already on, and we'll add the other 8 numbers, which are 4508 and 9020. So tomorrow you can get on your computer on UPS, and they'll say, put in the tracking number, and they'll tell you exactly where the package is. It might be in
What
Kalamazoo, it might be
One
in
important thing, Artie, they
Texas.
only take cash and checks.
Cash and checks,
No
that's right.
credit cards.
No credit
No
cards.
credit card.
No coupons.
No coupons? All right, I got it. 1.
That'll be enough.
Okay, close enough.
Well, that was easy. I think I can handle this, guys. I
Yeah,
really think I could do this. And I really had fun. So, you got anything else at all,
I
Phil?
got one more item outside in the car.
Okay.
Let me just bring it in.
All right.
And that's where
Oh my
Guys?
Are you ready for
Are you
this?
shipping the legs too or just the top?
Just the top, just the top.
Okay.
Should I be taking the mic?
Overnight, it'll cost you about $250, so you
Oh, that's cheap.
that's cheap. Okay.
That's bigger than anything we've ever had before.
What is it? Heavy?
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi, and welcome to the happenings of today. I'm Michelle Tompkins with Bev Chanley. I'm going to start off the morning and tell you what's going on. 7:15 a.m., we have our Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance at the Island Health Club. Men's golf will be 8 a.m. at the Shell Point Golf Club. Then again, at 8 a.m., we also have pickleball at the game courts on the island. 8 a.m. is round robins tennis down at the Woodlands tennis courts. The Paddlers Club will meet at 8:30 at the Kayak storage on the island. 9:15 is Shuffleboard at the island Shuffleboard courts. Current events will take place at 9:30, the game room at the Woodlands. Ladies match play at 9:30 at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. Introduction to beginning line dancing, 9:45 over at the Island Health Club. 10:15 is basic line dancing at the Island Health Club. And the Suzy Q at 10:45 will make a trip to Fathoms and through the locks. Sign up is required. That's our morning activities. Let's move on. Bev, what do we have going on in the afternoon?
Well, Michelle, we're going to start at 12:45 with Mah-Jongg. That's played in the library lounge on the island. We have Samba, the card game, in the Resident Activity Center at 1:15. Fun and Fitness is in the King's Crown Community Room at 1:45. And we have a 2 o'clock stamp ministry going on in the stamp room down in the tunnel. We have Balance Basics in the Health Club at 2:45. And at 4 o'clock, our Seamstress will be here for her weekly service. She's in the Osprey room on the island. At 4:30, we have Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in the Sabal room of the Woodlands. And at 6:30, you'll find Pinochle being played in the library lounge on the island. At 7 o'clock, we have a theater trip out to Fold's Theater in the Alliance for the Arts. It's the Book of Liz. Court pickups begin at 7 o'clock for this trip on the island, 7:10 for the Woodlands, and 7:20 for Eagles Preserve and the Estuary. Sign up is required. And we have a 7:30 summer concert series going on. It's the Southwest Florida Symphony Chamber Orchestra. That's at the Village Church, and you do need to have a ticket for that concert. Well, we're happy to see you here today, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
Menus for Thursday. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a hot Italian with provolone, ham, salami, and pepperoni with potato salad for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are black and blue New York strip for $19.95 or fried oysters for $16.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. My name is Sunny Torres. I'm the Director of Spiritual Services here at Shell Point, and I am on a parable binge lately. Last time I talked to you about the parable of the pearl, and I was talking about how Jesus tended to teach his followers using parables. The last one was about a merchant seeking fine pearls. And I think parables are kind of like layers. There's a special language. It's like a code or an embedded message within a message that Jesus used quite a bit in his teachings when the crowds were gathered around. Parables, remember that definition I told you last time, are a short story, simple, used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson, or a way of conveying certain truths using subject matter that's commonly understood by most people in a certain culture or time. And Jesus' parables included people involved in different occupations of that day. Merchants, busy stewards managing other people's money, fishermen, farmers, bakers, shepherds. And it also included familiar situations to everyone then, things like lost money, sheep falling into ponds, rebellious children, dishonest businessmen, seeds being scattered, and different kinds of soil. And everybody could identify because that was society back then. But I want to share in the next few times we get together how that God loves speaking to us even today, using some of our common daily circumstances to turn them into little encounters with spiritual truths that help us grow closer to God. Jesus wants us to experience what I call aha moments. I get it. But before we talk about that, let me put a little foundation in for talking about the present nowadays by looking back to the past. So I'm going to first dissect a parable so we can recognize what they look like in Scripture. Sometimes parables started this way, and you'll recognize this. The kingdom of heaven is like such and such, or hear the parable of, and then Jesus would say a certain story beginning at that. And everyone in the crowd would settle down to hear a great story. But the Bible does tell us that not everybody got the message when they were hearing. They didn't hear the message between the lines. And Jesus also did something unusual. He finished many of his parables by saying, "Let him that has an ear, let him hear." Last I looked, most of us have ears. But Jesus meant a different kind of ears. I think he must have been referring to a hearing heart that results from an open mind. Even with an open mind, Jesus needed to explain those spiritual lessons or the truth he was wanting to illustrate to his followers. Do you notice how the disciples always came back afterward to inquire about these parables? I find that really encouraging myself. Some of these little stories go right over my head, and I'm so grateful that the disciples admitted their ignorance and raised their hand in class. Remember that thing the teachers would tell you, the only stupid question is the one no one asks? But Jesus said it was their privilege to hear the message behind the story's face value. And that tells me that Jesus is determined that we gain every opportunity to know him better, extract spiritual truths from life lessons, and give us one aha moment after another, whether through our scripture reading, messages from teachers and preachers, or parables in our everyday lives. So in the next of our series on parables, we're going to look at a parable brought to us by King Solomon, the wisest king on earth. And he didn't have to travel much farther than his own backyard to gain some insight into an important truth that challenged his lifestyle in a big way. So thank you for joining us at Village Church Connections, and I look forward to joining you again for our series on parables, treasures drawn from everyday life.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tune in again tomorrow when the Director of Technology Services, Peter Burt, will talk about how to tune in to the expanding new TV services coming to residents next month. And as we do every weekend edition, we'll recap the top stories from earlier in the week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, August 25th. I'm Dan Philgreen, thanking you for spending time with us today, and we will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.